major happenings about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Today is Tuesday, the 9th day of December 2025, and I'm Alexandra. I'm now presenting.
Between the feasibility study on the road from Tottenham to Salt
Government of Liberia announces ongoing feasibility study on the bombing Bapolo County Road. Chief Justice Yemi Wese orders the immediate release of Maryland County Public Defender after spending a night in prison.
Woody Touch Corporation, our brand of well experienced, well versatile, well active has been.
A National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority launches high-level International Fisheries Investment Conference in Monrovia. And away from home, Burkina Faso military government briefly detains 11 Nigerian military officers for violating that country's airspace. These stories, the news bulletin sports, the news in simple English and French, plus our foreign developments are packaged for you on this edition of Newsline. But first, Grace Towel and the news bulletin.
Chief Justice Yemi Weze has ordered the release of Maryland County Public Defender Dominic Swore after spending one night in the Harper Prison Center. Councillor Dominic Swore was jailed on Monday by the resident Judge Nelson Topa for contempt of court after filing unnecessary motion to delay legal proceedings in a criminal trial in the county. Councillor Swore has since claimed that he did nothing wrong to warrant his imprisonment. Judge Topa ordered that Councillor Swore be detained for 5 days. However, the Chief Justice intervened and ensured his release on Tuesday, a decision that has been confirmed to ELBC by the Coordinator for Public Defenders, Councillor Joseph Dudley. The National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority (NAFA) has launched activities leading to the 2026 International Fisheries Investment Conference beginning March 30, 2026 in Monrovia. According to NAFA, conference is expected to bring together international investors, policymakers, development partners, and sector leaders committed to advancing sustainable fisheries and aquaculture. NAFA also said the launch marks the beginning of transformative journey aimed at repositioning Liberia's fisheries sector as a competitive, modern, and investment-ready industry. The release quotes the Director General of NAFA, Sarah Sigbe, as saying government has prioritized the diversification of the entity's revenue base, shifting from reliance on industrial fishing licenses to more sustainable financing streams. Mr. Sigbe also announced the development of a comprehensive resource mobilization strategy with the Fisheries Investment Conference serving as a central pillar. He said the upcoming event will act as a catalyst for unlocking investment opportunities, stimulating innovation, and building long-term partnerships essential to the sector's modernization. The government of Liberia has contracted a South African company HWBO to conduct a feasibility study on the Bomi Bapalo Road. It followed a non-binding memorandum of understanding signed between the company and the Ministry of Public Works. As part of the MOU, the company is expected to carry out major roadworks from Tottenham to Sawmill, including the corridor that leads to Bapalo County with asphalt pavement. Information Minister Joel McPhee said during Tuesday's Make Press briefing that government is committed to connecting every county through roads.
There's another group called HWBO. It's from South Africa. They already signed a non-binding MOU with them, and they're doing a feasibility study on the road from Tottenham to Sawmill and from Sawmill to Bapalo.
Meanwhile, Minister Pia maintained that government remains upbeat to transforming the living condition of citizens through stable electricity, pipeline water, healthcare, and education, among others. The World Bank has announced a 10 million United States dollars support to small and medium enterprises in the country. Deputy Information Minister for Press and Public Affairs Daniel Sando said the money is part of World Bank's effort to empower SMEs in Liberia. Minister Sando quotes Bank's country manager Georgia Wallen as saying SMEs are strategic partners to national growth and development. The initiative, according to Minister Sando, further aims to strengthen the private sector. The disclosure was made at the Megat regular press briefing on Monrovia Tuesday. ECOWAS Commission President Dr. Omar Aliyu Toure has called for constant monitoring of political and security situations in the region. Dr. Toure said such will help provide guidance and enable regional action. He named the management of Guinea-Bissau's coup and post-attempted coup in Benin as some security issues needing urgent attention by the Commission. The ECOWAS Commission President noted that West Africa continues to see worst humanitarian crisis involving women and children. Dr. Toure revealed that data from the UNHCR Regional Bureau for West and Central Africa indicates that as of October 2025, approximately over 7 million individuals were forcibly displaced across the region. The number, according to him, reflects an increase of over 7 million recorded in March 2025. Meanwhile, ECOWAS Commission President has assured member states that the Commission will continue to work harder to promote peace in the region. Dr. Toure urged citizens of the West African region to remain committed to preserving regional unity, advancing peace, and upholding the community's constitutional convergence principles. He made a statement Tuesday during the 55th session of the Mediation and Security Council at the ministerial level in Abuja, Nigeria. United States Embassy Sachet Affairs Joseph Zadrozny has held discussions with Police Inspector General Conan Gregory Coleman with a commitment to strengthen community-centered public service. Sachet Affairs Zadrozny also spoke of sharing leadership insights and supporting an effective police force. Also at the meeting was Mayor Ras Baraka of Newark, New Jersey, the United States of America. The U.S. Sachet Affairs reaffirmed the country's commitment to working with Liberia as it addresses security challenges and advances stability and prosperity. In remarks, Police Inspector General Conor Gregory Coleman highlighted recent progress within the Liberia National Police and the importance of responsible international cooperation. Councillor Coleman stated that Mayor Baraka's visit has deepened ties with Newark and Monrovia and encouraged the exchange of practical approaches to leadership and law enforcement. The executive director of the War and Economic Crimes Court, Councillor Jala Bapu, has called for stronger protection of human rights. Councillor Bapu said human rights remains the foundation of peace, reconciliation, and national stability. He highlighted ongoing national efforts, including the pending establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court and the National Anti-Corruption Court. Councillor Bapu urged human rights defenders to strengthen their advocacy and avoid misrepresentation and unwarranted attacks. He was speaking at a program marking the observance of the International Day of Human Rights Defenders Tuesday in Monrovia. At the same time, the Liberia Coalition for Human Rights Defenders chairman, Netode Togo, is urging the government to recognize human rights defenders as essential partners. Speaking at the program marking the International Day of Human Rights Defenders, Mr. Tobo noted that the United Nations 1998 Declaration recognizes and protects the work of activists. He appealed for stronger legal protections, including the ratification of key human rights protocols and the abolition of death penalty. Mr. Tobot also urged the government to ensure legal aid for vulnerable citizens and uphold international human rights rulings. Chairman Tobot concluded by honoring the dedication of activists across the country, especially women fighting gender-based violence. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Country Representative Christian Mukosa has praised the bravery of defenders of female genital mutilation, death penalty, and prison conditions, among others. Mr. Mukosa emphasized the need to turn Liberia's human rights defenders policy into a law. According to him, such law would offer much needed legal protection and financial support for human rights defenders nationwide. The OHCR representative reaffirmed the UN's commitment to supporting the Human Rights Defenders Coalition, and strengthening collaboration and partners. He spoke Tuesday at the program marking the 27th year celebration of the International Day of Human Rights Defenders. The program was held under the theme Our Everyday Essentials. Normal work activities have resumed at the Monrovia Brewers Incorporated following interventions by the Ministry of Labor. There were reports of protests at the entity by some aggrieved workers, thus bringing operations at the company to a halt. The workers accused the human resource manager of altering the original collective bargaining agreement, targeting union leaders and illegal dismissal, among others. Assistant Labor Minister for Trade, Union Affairs, and Social Dialogue, Rufus Silly, said following an engagement with the workers and management, the day-long protest was called off.
For you for the decision that I wish today, it was a complete sacrifice that you made, because we know that extra action taken by the workers is illegal. But you know, when the workers are hurt, for you to stand and want them, tell them that, oh, but your behavior today, extra action is illegal.
Minister Silly cautioned the workers to refrain from future strike actions that are not sanctioned by the ministry in line with the Decent Work Act. As part of the negotiations, the Labor Ministry ordered the immediate suspension of the company's human resource manager, Brian Wisse, pending internal investigation. The United Kingdom has affirmed its commitment to implementing phase two of its forest governance market and climate program in Liberia. Phase two of the FGMC program will prioritize increased transparency in forest sector decision making, strengthen enforcement mechanisms, making sure timber products meet international market standards, among others. According to a Justice Ministry release, the agreement marks a renewed partnership that aims to strengthen Liberia's forest governance system, promote legal and sustainable timber trade. The FGMC program is one of the United Kingdom's flagship global initiatives aimed at combating illegal logging, supporting community rights, and enhancing climate resilient natural resource management. Ongoing research at the Central Agricultural Research Institute, Cary, in Bond County, has revived the near extinction of one of Liberia's best traditional rice, gueme, which means sweet scent in the Pele language. The research is headed by research scientist Zipporah Page, regional coordinator at the Agriculture Ministry. According to our correspondent, the rice species was rigorously researched for and is being currently spread out to farmers for planting. Gueme is traditionally used to welcome strangers due to its sweet aroma. And while our correspondent said research scientist Page is further planning on sharing the rice species with her Chinese counterpart. And Liberia's chief pharmacist, Dr. Joshua Peters, says the country can now boast of 95% availability of drugs across all major public health facilities in the country. Dr. Peters said the drugs are not just available but affordable at health facilities across the country. The Liberia chief pharmacist said government continued to make interventions through budgetary support to the sector, as 5.8 million has been allotted this year for the country pharmaceuticals.
95% availability. I don't want to be over ambitious, but if I want to be over ambitious, I will even say 98 to 99% availability of essential medicines and medical supplies at our 584 public health facilities in this country.
Dr. Peters disclosed that all health depots across the country have been refurbished and solarized with support from the Global Fund to ensure the drugs are stored under hygiene conditions. Dr. Joshua Peters was speaking as guest on the Ministry of Health Roadway to Health program on ELBC.
The news bulletin is a regular feature on the Newsline. Grace will be back with the weather report and foreign developments later. As you may have heard in the news, Barbados County stands to benefit major road connectivity, including asphalt pavement in the coming months. This is because a feasibility study is currently ongoing on that Barbados Homing Road. Information Minister Jerry McPeer made the disclosure Tuesday at MICAT press briefing in Monrovia.
Concession went to the national legislature. One of the